Now I'd like to show you how you find out what indexes exist in your database. Now, if I call db.system.indexes.find, I will find all the indexes that are in this database, and I'm in the school database right now. And if I do that, you can see that there's a bunch of collections I haven't really talked about because they're not part of this lesson, but you can see the one right here, that this is the one that's most interesting here, which is that there's an index on student ID right here in the students collection, and this index is called student ID underscore 1, and this is the index that we built together in the preceding lesson. You can also see all the indexes on underscore ID because every collection by default has an index on underscore ID. Now, if we want to see more detail about the index for a particular collection, we can call db.students.getIndexes. So this is, now I'm naming the collection, and I'm going to get all the indexes on it. And if I do that, I find out that there are two indexes on this collection. One of them is the one that we built over here. It's the student ID index, and the other one is the one on underscore ID. Now, although we didn't talk about it, and I'm not going to go over it again, so I'll just mention it real quickly. But if you want to drop an index, you can do that by calling drop index and naming it exactly the way you named it when you created it. So if I want to kill the index that we created together, then I can do it just like this. I'm going to drop that index, and that'll drop the index out of the system. Oh, I named it wrong. Excuse me one second. A little typo there. And there it was. It says there was an index, and now there was two indexes, and now there's one. If I go back and I look in the indexes now, you can see it's missing. And if I do that find command again that I did before, I'm going to go back and find it, then I should see that it is once again slow because the index is not there. You can see it's kind of slow. So again, you can find all the indexes for a collection for a database using this system.indexes.find. Now, if I use a different database, for instance, if I use a test database and do the same command, then I will see a bunch of different indexes. These are a bunch of different collections that I've created, and I was just playing around, and so there's a lot of indexes on those. And that's the way you discover what indexes exist inside the database and inside the collection.